So, hey, everybody, welcome to the Halloween spectacular special from the Shoot from the Hip podcast. We don't usually do intros like this, but we're doing it for this one because who doesn't love Halloween?
I fucking love Halloween. That's
Honestly.
probably my favorite holiday.
Yeah, like growing up, going out, having a great time,
Yeah.
picking up some candy, coming home.
Well, I was always more focused on like the horror, scary shit surrounding Halloween, but
Which
that
wasn't
was
hard
my
because, you know, where we grew up.
yeah, exactly.
Real horror
Meth heads, no, I'm just kidding.
everywhere. They're outside right now.
Yeah. No, fuck off, Jeffrey. Fuck off,
Just let me
Jeffrey.
in, man. So I was thinking about Halloween growing up. I loved, trick-or-treating was always such a standard in my family.
I didn't really trick or treat much. I
never
went,
got taken
maybe
to,
a
like, the rich
handful of
streets?
times. Yeah, that's where you would go. Is like the around us there. It's the German district.
Yeah.
That's how you knew you were getting the good ass candy.
Because they were like, oh, yeah, look, it's Giant's candy bar. And we're like, yeah, dude. Keep them
Yeah,
coming.
of course you can afford it, but
I always loved the houses because, like, you always knew that you were in the right position whenever, like, you would hear some kid come up and be like, hey, man, full-size Hershey bars down the way there.
on it.
Yeah, I'm already there, bro.
I'm already fucking there.
Did you ever dress up for Halloween?
Like when I was really young, yes.
You didn't do it as a teenager?
Not really. After that, after about 10, maybe I always just dressed as a greaser because that's how I dressed anyway.
Okay.
So
I would tell you to get off my lawn, bro. Is what I would do. I'd be like, get out of here, man.
fair enough. Germans did not think that way.
Oh, they saw you in a greaser outfit. They were like, Grease, John Travolta.
I went more outsiders
Oh.
esque.
Oh, because you were cool. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I read books, so.
I read.
Anyway, what were some of your most memorable costumes?
You know, one year I dressed up as a Hollywood Hogan.
Oh, nice.
So I have a few like very memorable costumes, but like one of the big ones for me was Hollywood Hogan, and it's because my dad would always like want to make the costume with me, which was great. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
that's awesome.
And so like one year we went to Goodwill, and we were hunting for Halloween costumes, and like
Or
lo
like
and
pieces that would work. Yeah.
exactly. And lo and behold, I looked over and I saw a Hollywood Hulk Hogan like full on costume, and I was like, "Hey, could we just do that?" And he was like, "No, I want to make." I was like, "It's $5."
It's fine.
I was like, "Come on, man, let me just do that." And he was like, "All right, we'll do it." Right. So we were walking.
And obviously, you didn't speak to your father that way. But
No, yeah, I was like,
please, Dad,
I
please.
want it so bad.
Papa, please.
Yeah, Papa, por favor. No, so the Hollywood Hogan thing, we wore it. We went out trick or treating, and as we go trick or treating, I'm sitting. It looked like Hulk Hogan a little bit. I got the mask on, so like the costume was really dope. The costume was sick because it was Hollywood Hogan, right? So it's like the black and white NWO,
Yep.
like WCW. I was like, oh man, dude, I'm cooking. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I put this thing on, and we went out, and I'll never forget it. It was like a group of teenagers, right? And I'm like a 9-year-old boy, and we were walking down the road.
So you have to be scared.
Yeah, because I see teenagers, and they look over, and I see one of them go, "Hey, man, check this out." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm about to
Oh,
get,
fuck.
I'm gonna get made fun of." And he goes, "Hey, man, that is a dope costume." And I went,
Vindicated.
they're like, "Can you do the Hulk Hogan stuff?" I was like,
Yes!
"Yeah, man."
You did the whole,
the 12-inch pythons.
Yep,
you know what I mean? And
No, that's awesome, dude.
that was solid, man.
Damn, that's cool. The one of the most memorable costumes I did was Harry Potter, and
Were you Ron?
No. I went Harry Potter,
Hermione
and I
Granger?
did. Yeah, that's it. Yep. No, I went the full on Harry Potter with the black, like the temporary dye.
Oh
thing.
wow!
Got fucking everywhere. It was terrible.
Did they put the scar on you and everything?
We weren't able to do the scar.
Okay, but you were Harry Potter.
Yeah. How
How did that Halloween go?
Oh, it was pretty dope.
I miss those days because, like, nowadays, as an adult, if I were to walk up to anybody's door and like knock on it with a costume on, they'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, you can't really. That's like
Get outta here.
like you go to house parties now.
Yeah,
If that.
and then someone goes, "Hey, man, nice $60 costume," and then that's it. That's the only.
Yeah, and then you throw it away and you go on about your business.
You remember? So Anthony, our mutual friend Anthony, he went one year. He went as a 9-year-old, dressed as Optimus Prime.
Oh, okay.
So what he did is
Gotcha,
he
okay.
went out and he bought.
I thought you meant he dressed up as a 9-year-old.
No, he went out and bought a costume, a 9-year-old's costume, and then
okay.
and then like
gotcha.
squeezed into it and just walked around.
That seems like something he would do.
It was so good, dude.
I wish you would have taken pictures.
Oh, I wish so too. This was during a dark time though. We couldn't.
Yeah.
It was so good though, man. I loved it. I think that to me is probably the smartest costume I've ever seen anybody do.
Yeah.
Where they were just like, I'm gonna go buy a 9-year-old's costume and dress as a 9-year-old as Optimus Prime.
I mean, yeah.
See, because like I think back some of the Halloween costumes that I grew up with. Like I said, me and my dad would make our costumes a lot, and so
that's really cool. That's
yeah.
like that is a cool like bonding moment between you guys.
Exactly. So one year I was like, man, I want to go as a referee. Right? So he was like, all right, instead of going out and buying you a referee's costume, let's go make you something. Right? So we went out and we bought like a white polo shirt because of course we couldn't find a referee shirt anywhere.
Of course, yeah.
But we buy the white polo shirt, we bring it back, and then we spent the night with black shoe polish.
Nice.
It made the stripes on it.
Carcinogenic as hell,
That
but
thing. pretty sure that thing was a hazard.
Yeah, Juan's walking around, fucking half high off his shoe polish.
It's a hazard to our environment. I was wearing a costume that was hazardous to the environment.
Well, yeah.
People would walk by and be like, "Is that?
But you made it yourself.
What is that?" Then I'd walk by like,
I'm feeling a little buzzed.
"Well,
Come here, kid."
What was even better is that like the stripes, they didn't come out clean, so they kind of like bled into the rest of the shirt. So what I would do is because, like I said, I grew up as a wrestling fan.
Why didn't you do like painter's tape?
That's a great question.
Oh, okay.
No idea.
Yeah.
Look, man,
If you had a time machine, if you could turn back time.
If I could turn. Yeah. No, so I wore it and, it's all like bleeding into the rest of the shirt and it looks all messed up. And so I would tell everyone like, oh, it's just, I'm Mick Foley.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. See,
that's
I was
smart,
thinking
dude.
even back then, dude,
Hell yeah, dude.
I knew what I was.
The Southwest has been home to the most infamous outlaws, from Billy the Kid to Neil Patrick Harris. Safe to say, legends have wandered these deserts. And if you listen closely, you can almost hear the wind whisper their story over this barren land. Well, these two gunslingers, they have their own story to tell. They're shooting from the hip.
So we were talking about Halloween and we had certain traditions around my house, mainly just that we have to watch a horror movie on Halloween. Like my mom and I, like we have
as a child?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay, I would say like early on you start out with like Watcher in the Woods, something like Tame. That was probably like the first quote unquote scary movie that I watched.
How old were you whenever you did
like 6. But that was Watcher in the Woods. That's not like a horror movie.
Yeah, sure.
And then like by 9, we graduated to The Shining. which could probably explain a lot about Richard
No,
nowadays.
it's all right. Keep going.
But anyway, like what I know you were talking about trick or treating, but did you have any other traditions with Halloween?
I don't know. See, because like Halloween was always kind of seen as like what it was in our house, right?
It was just trick or treating.
Yeah, it was like the night of Halloween. You get to dress up and go out and get candy, and you come home, and then it's like whatever. You know.
So did you like? Because I know more or less where you grew up. Like, did you venture out, or did you just trick or treat in that neighborhood?
Oh no, we always went to the
same with my family.
It was either or. So like we would either go to the golf course because like big
rich people.
stashes, yeah. And then we'd either go like if we finished.
Well,
up
there
the
was
golf
also
course,
like the trunk or treats kind of thing. That
I never
we
did
too.
that.
No,
I never did that. Yeah,
I think we did that as like because it was quote unquote safer. It was more like you're not just going to random people's houses.
You're just inhaling car fumes.
They weren't started, Juan.
Come over here and get some Reese's.
Here's a little carbon dioxide for you.
Mom,
Carbon
what is that?
monoxide?
That's
monoxide.
That's the real treat, baby. That's gas fumes.
Yeah. But you went house to house.
Always.
Okay. See, we didn't really do that all too much. I think I went house to house once, and it was with my cousin and my cousin, my aunt, my grandma, like my two sisters, like we all went. So it was like
to trunk or treat or whatever.
No, like that's when we went house to house.
Okay.
After that, like
as a whole
outside,
crew.
Outside of that, you really only did the trunk or treat or like when the mall did their thing.
Yeah,
that's what we did. That's why I don't have many trick or treat stories.
Yeah, see, no, I was very like solidly only trick or treat. Like so we would go out.
You
on
were
the
a
31st.
purist.
Yeah, purist. And
Nice.
like I probably trick or treated up until like 15.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
so like
okay. That is commendable because not many teenagers did that.
Well, yeah, no, I was like with my dad up until about 12, and then at 13, I started going out with like my friends and stuff.
You graduated.
Yeah, graduated by the fact that my dad was like, "You just go with your friends," and I was like, "Okay, I'll do that." I'm sure it broke his heart the day I walked into the room, and I was like, "I want to go with my friends," and he was like, "Oh,
yeah, it's my boy.
He's growing." No, so we would go out and we'd be little ruffians, at the age of 13. I remember one year
How many houses did you egg?
No, come on, nothing. I can't say on the podcast. No, we would
not condone vandalism.
I remember like when I was 14, we went trick-or-treating one time and I knocked on the door and the guy opened the door and he handed us candy and the dude like straight up looked at us and was like, "Aren't you a little old?" I'm like, "All right, bro." Fucking put the
I'm sorry
candy in the
that I
bag.
still have childlike wonder in my heart, asshole.
Put the candy in the bag. What was the worst thing you've ever gotten like from a house? Do you remember like any like specific candy or like maybe not candy?
Not candy. It was like a dentist kit. Like it had the mini toothbrush.
Oh no.
And that I'm just like, what the fuck?
Their house got egged. 100%.
I didn't do it.
That's a house.
But I'm sure it did.
That's 100% a house that's getting egged though.
Like, why would you do that? Like,
no, never. The kids are looking for candy, dude. I'm giving candy out.
Yeah.
Even now, like, we live in an area where there's definitely not trick-or-treating going on, but I always buy a little bag of candy just in case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, you never know. You know, if a kid walks up to my door and he's like, trick-or-treat.
I'm actually curious this year how that's going to work. Because
you're in a new area.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see how the kids do trick-or-treating here.
I wonder if they even do trick-or-treating.
I don't know.
Well, it's all very, like, local. Like, you live kind of in a village. Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty... como se dice, like packed
enclosed,
yeah. So that might help. I don't know, because like
that's fun.
In the old neighborhood, you did not trick or treat.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of envy that. I envy like having trick or treaters. That's something I've always wanted in my life. Like, to like open the door.
I don't think I ever had trick or treaters come to the house.
Honestly, think about how much fun that is, man. I want that.
Yeah,
like I want
you get to see all the little kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds really bad.
No, dude, say it again.
But like, yeah, it's nice. You get
Don't come
it's
to
more
Richard's house for
community.
trick-or-treating.
It's more community.
See, I feel like giving out dentist equipment.
Oh, that was
during Halloween.
That was the worst. It was like that one.
I'd be so pissed. Dude.
Yeah, like that one. Like, I'm gonna teach these kids. No, you're not. They're gonna throw it away as soon as they walk away from your house.
I'm gonna chug it back out of your house.
Right.
That's what I would have
And
done.
then they're gonna stuff their faces full of candy because that's what Halloween's about.
Yeah, it's about gorging yourself
Yeah.
on the most delicious sugary sweets that you could possibly get your hands on.
Yeah, and it
What
always
was-
has been that.
What was your least favorite candy, like that you got from people?
My not Mike and
I always
Ike's.
hated mints.
I hate the mints.
Like who throws? Like what kid is out there looking for mints?
Like peppermint.
Yeah.
mints. Yeah. But one of my least favorite was the drops.
Dots.
Fuck that candy. Who fucking delivers that? Who says that is a good Halloween
I
candy?
actually like the dots.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm also a fan of licorice.
Oh, I hate licorice.
Yeah, I
but
love licorice.
yeah, that was my least favorite candy. And then, of course, the peppermint patties. I'm not a big chocolate mint person.
I never saw you as not a dots guy. I feel like dots would be right up your alley,
Nope.
especially
Hated
the
dots.
green ones. The
Nope.
green dots. Oh my gosh,
Fuck
dude.
those things,
Tasted
man.
like gasoline, dude. It's so good.
Why would? Okay, I'm just gonna pass over that. Is why would Richard like the taste of gasoline? But
Someone squirting gasoline out their window.
oh yeah, give me some of that.
Trick or treat. The dad sees the guy squirting gasoline. Hold on. Let me get my can.
No, hold on. What, like one of the most, just kind of off topic, but one of the most dangerous things I've ever seen is somebody like dumped out a water gallon and then filled that with gasoline.
Oh, that's gnarly.
like, oh, you're gonna die. All right, cool.
Yeah, people are crazy.
Yeah.
I
well,
like
around here, cheap.
no rules.
No one gives a shit.
Yeah, as long as you have a funnel, it doesn't matter what's going on. Yeah, dude, I was I guess growing up, trick or treating was always kind of like one of those experiences where like I didn't know, because like I always heard I watched movies and TV shows where like kids would go out trick or treating and like it looked a certain way, and then I would go out trick or treating and like it would only be like that in my early years, but like when I hit like 10 to 12. Trick or treating just never felt like trick or treating, right? Like it felt more like we're walking out into a brisk autumn night and I'm wearing like basically nothing, you know.
Juan went as a stripper one year.
No, I went as Conan the Barbarian.
Gotcha.
Full on Conan. Honey, what are you this year? I am a boy in whitey tighties.
That's what I am.
Real popular.
With the community, yes.
You can't say that word.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all
With the we'll bleep it out.
Yeah, don't worry. I mean, we bleep out more than enough. I remember that year, very specifically, the year that I went as Hollywood Hogan. A guy opened the house, and I think this was like the first time that I saw like what adults do during Halloween. Because the guy like opened the door, and behind him was a dude like doing a handstand, getting like a straight like beer bong to the face.
Oh, okay.
And me like at 10 not
Like, you don't
understanding
know
what it
what
was.
the- yeah.
Because I didn't grow up around alcohol or anything.
Right.
So I just
like,
was,
oh, he's just doing gymnastics.
well, yeah, I was like, you know, kind of like looked in, and the guy was like, he like stepped in front of him. He was like, here's some almond joys.
Get the fuck out of here.
Please leave. You know? And like, and now I wonder, like, how many times as a kid did I go up to somebody's house and the person behind the door was just smashed?
Yeah. Shooting crack or whatever.
Whoa, well,
Around here, it is not. It is not out of bounds.
I love that thing. What was it, like 10 years ago when they were putting out the things? Be careful, people are handing out weed gummies.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, like, did your parents check your candy?
Nah, it was free game, baby.
Oh, really? Mine did.
Well,
Mine
no,
checked-
see, my parents
checked.
were always like, just make sure. Yeah, they were like, see if there's anything good in here.
taking all the Reese's pieces. Mom, that's my favorite. Well, they're tainted, all right? You're going to die if you eat these. I'll be fine, but you're going to die.
Our thing was like, what, like if it's wrapped. So like if it was like individually wrapped, like if it was an almond joy or like a Reese's cup, they were cool with it. But like the second they saw like a clear wrap and it didn't have like a logo on it, that's
yeah.
when they would be like, I don't know, hold on, let me take that from you.
That makes sense.
You know, and it was easy because my mom would eat our candy. Yeah, so it was like, and we'd hide it. Like that was the thing. You'd come home, I'd like toss it under the bed, and I'd be like, "There's no way she's gonna find it here." Like the next morning, I'd find it sprawled out across my bed sheets, almost like like she's like making a point, like don't try and hide it from me. I'll
Like,
find
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
No, see, our candy always went into the kitchen. Like you had your each individual bucket, but it's in the kitchen. Yeah.
Growing up with two brothers, that did not work.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Well,
with two brothers, your
I was
stash
the
was your
oldest,
stash.
though.
Yeah.
I was the oldest, so I had respect for my sister's candy collection. Okay, I would take the brother tax, but that's it.
I remember very specifically one time walking into my room and finding one of my older brothers in my bag and being like, hey, and him just like looking at me and like continuing to pick things out of it. And like what was annoying is that, like I told you, I'm a licorice fan, and they would like take Twizzlers, and I would be like, okay, you can have anything else.
But the
Just leave
Twizzlers
the
are
Twizzlers, man. And,
Right.
and they knew that I liked Twizzlers, so that's why they would do it.
Yeah.
And what's worse is that it's the best type of Twizzler because it's the type of Twizzler where you can like slim it into ropes.
Oh yeah,
You know, where you could like kind of like peel it apart. And you get little ropes of licorice.
yeah, because
Those
it's
are my-
like the fun size ones.
They're the best. And those were the ones they always took.
Man.
I hated it. So upset.
Yeah. See, I would have the brother tax, but I liked the candy they didn't like.
Okay.
So I would take the dark chocolate or whatever.
Ew.
And yes, I'm one of those people.
You're a dark chocolate guy?
Yeah, I love dark chocolate.
That's sick, dude.
It's great.
You got problems. You got real problems.
Yeah, I accept. Mr. Good Bars. Oh, love those.
See, I always say Halloween's a perfect time for like the real monsters out there to hunt. Not like the terrorists, but like I mean like vampires, werewolves. You know what I mean? Like if you're actually one of those, Halloween's the night, right?
Oh yeah, it has to be.
Because one, you're showing up to a party, especially if you're a werewolf, like a self-aware wolf, a self-aware wolf,
A swell.
a self-aware wolf. If you're a self-aware wolf, you're like walking into parties with the best costume in the whole house.
Dude, you're winning every contest.
Yeah, they're gonna look at you and they're gonna be like, and you get a bite, like you get some food out of it. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like
yeah.
you walk in and there's like a drunk person, and you're like, you're coming on with me, and then you get a trophy. What a
Dude.
time to be alive.
That is true. That is true. I cannot speak off of experience, but that seems like a time and a fucking half, dude.
Do you considering the fact that you know like all the facts about everything spooky and scary?
I'm not going to go that far, but I
What is
am fairly well versed in.
where did Halloween come from?
So that it was.
I'm sorry. The fact that you actually know this is awesome because
I don't know for a fact.
throwing a straight Hail
Like-
Mary.
But no, this like because it dated back forever ago. To the specifically the pagans. I know that, and it's the time that the barrier between the spirit world and the human world is blurred, and it's the thinnest, I guess you could say. So everybody would dress up as goblins, ghouls, and whatnot, so they wouldn't be targeted by the
Goblins
dead
and ghouls.
coming back.
Oh, okay.
Because the dead came back that day.
You couldn't really tell the difference, or
Yeah, it was like hiding in plain sight, essentially. And then as far as the treats getting given out, I think it started out mostly as like a potluck. Like it started out as like a buffet. Not a buffet, but like you would go house to house and they would give you certain foods. And then it turned
Beans.
into... Originally, it started like just feeding the community.
pulling out your Halloween, your trick or treat bag.
Here's a can of
a ladle of
of beans. There you go, buddy. But
Have fun tonight.
thank you. Smells good.
He gave me beans.
But anyway, and then I know spirit cakes were a part of it early on, and that it's
What's a spirit cake?
well, it's just like a Danish almost,
Okay.
and like there were different flavors. But and like you would go to each house, and it was like homage to the dead. Like you would
Oh, so kind of like Day of the Dead in Mexico,
similar.
except they actually go to like that's how hardcore Mexico is. They actually go to the cemeteries.
Yes,
And they're like, we're gonna party with our dead friends.
and family. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started, and then it devolved, of course. But it originally started because with the costumes and everything, you were supposed to be hiding in plain sight. You were supposed to be it's so that the dead wouldn't, because if the dead came back and you were not dress like them, they would take you back to the spirit world.
Man, today's kids are fucked. Because unless there's a dead person dressed like Buzz Lightyear,
Yeah, you're fucked, dude.
dude,
Where's Spider-Man?
you're done.
Yeah.
Zombie standing next to you, you're dressed as Peter Parker. Oh, that's a really good zombie costume. Wow, he's not getting out of character.
He's really committed.
Let's move along, honey.
Just come on. Come on. No, sir, please don't bite me. All right, please. I know you're in character, but I have a line.
I feel like Halloween was a day for parents to like actually torment their kids. Because I remember like we used to go to like houses that like looked freaky. You know what I mean? And like you would see the driveway, and there would be like a body sitting on like a chair, like acting like they're dead, and there's always like the bowl in front of them, and your mom and dad would always be like,
Go on.
Come on.
Go on.
Go get it.
You got to get your candy.
And then you'd be like, oh my God. And they'd be like,
And then you go to reach for it, and then the hand just like full on Carrie
and
style.
you're like, oh, and you run back, and your mom and dad are like, what'd you do that? Stupid.
Got him.
Got him. Ugh.
I feel like that's part of it. Like you kind of have to
100%.
mess with your kids a little bit. I'm definitely messing with my kids on Halloween for sure.
I'm going to react like the kids, right? So like the next time that we go, if I ever have kids, well, when I have kids.
Oh, you're going to like feed into it. Like you're going to.
Like when they like get scared, I'll be like, oh,
It's okay. Let's run away,
Yeah.
Timmy.
Run into the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't run into the street. Don't run into the street.
Hey kids,
Look both ways.
Shooting from the Hip podcast, official announcement, run into the street without looking both ways. That's the Halloween
I don't
spirit.
condone this.
No, I agree with myself.
I agree with myself.
So where did the pumpkins come from? Do you know where that came from?
Well, originally it started out as gourds, not pumpkins.
Richard doesn't know anything about Halloween, by the way, what he just said a minute ago.
Gourds and turnips for some reason. I don't know why we cut faces into them. I'm not
Turnips.
quite sure as far as that goes, but I know that's what it started out as.
Turnips?
Yeah. It was supposed to be lanterns. It was supposed to be like a guide for the spirits.
Oh, okay. So
Like-
like send them back home.
Exactly. Like you would have through the neighborhood or through the village, I guess you could say, and then back to the cemetery.
That's got to be the most garbage night in the world, man. Like imagine you are dead, right?
Uh-huh.
You're living in the spirit world. Things are going great for you. You have a 9 to 5. You know, you're working as like, I don't know, like an assistant or something. And you just know that one night of the year,
You
you're
get to go
gonna
out.
lose sleep. You know, so you have to like wake up at like 6 o'clock and you're like, oh,
You think it's obligatory? Like you have to go out as a spirit?
100%. Yeah. Like they're like, oh God, no.
You don't think anybody wants to?
No, I think it's like for us, you know, like
Like
I think that's their Thanksgiving.
Gotcha.
You know, where you
Okay,
have to show
I
up to a
understand.
house and you
Yeah.
have to be like,
That makes total sense. And that's why they're so pissed off, and then they just want to take people back. Like, like no, you're coming. If I have to do this, you have to do this, Jeffrey.
Yeah, you
Get
know-
over here.
you know, every single time I go to Thanksgiving, I always think about taking people out. That's for sure. Just angrily over
Is that not how your Thanksgiving works?
Yeah, no, I honestly feel like you're a spirit who's just kind of relaxing and chilling. You happen to look over at the calendar, the dead calendar.
The 30 fucking first.
You know, you're
God
watching.
bless.
You're watching Sabado Gigante because that guy's still alive in your spirit
right,
world,
right.
No, like that's the best part about the spirit world is that nothing has changed. You're still living in your. I mean, all the stuff you loved is still popular and kicking. You know, so you're sitting there, you're watching the spirit world stuff, Sabado Gigante. Right after that,
Sorry, Richard's about to approach the spirit world.
watching a little bit of Andy Griffith show. You know, so you toss it on, you're just sitting there, and then you look over at your dead calendar, and it's like October 31st. You know,
I gotta go out tonight.
and the next
I don't
day
wanna
you
go
have
out
like
tonight.
a really important job interview in the spirit world, and so you have to go out at night, and you're like,
Man, I gotta still be up early.
yeah,
Man.
bunch of shitty kids running around the cemetery. You know, you're trying to sleep, and people keep running over your grave. And you're like,
God. All right. Yep. I'm taking some of them with me.
can
Fuck
you keep
them
it down
kids.
up there, please? Oh, did you guys hear that?
I said shut up, dude.
That was always something I never understood. Is like in movies they always have teenagers go to the
cemetery.
yeah. Never
like,
got that.
I went to the cemetery. It was never on Halloween, but I did like have a late night. Hey guys, let's go. Or,
Just go to hang out.
Yeah, and it was more because you knew you weren't supposed to,
Right.
So you did it anyway.
Mom and Dad were like, "Hey, if I find out you're at the cemetery tonight," and you're like, "I'm not going."
My parents didn't give a shit.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, whatever. They're like, here's the keys to the house. Get out.
Yeah,
Here's a fifth of vodka. Dare me to drive. No, so you like.
good reference there.
Thanks, man. No, so like, yeah, I never understood that because I always like would watch TV shows and again movies where it's like the teenagers go to the cemetery, and I was always like, why would you do that? Even as a teenager,
I think it was supposed to be like in that lore, I guess you could say it's like a rite of passage. Like you have to be brave enough to go to the cemetery after
hanging
dark.
out with all the dead people in the cemetery. It's not the spot, bro.
I don't know. I get along with the dead people.
I'd rather just go trick or treating. Like, why is it cool for kids to go trick or treating? Why can't I go trick or treating?
I understand that. Now I understand that. Growing up, I was too cool for school, so I didn't do the trick or treating. Like 12, like past 10, I didn't do the trick because I was too cool.
It's annoying because I can afford a costume now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like I can afford a dope ass costume to go house
Like,
to house.
I'm sorry, but imagine me knocking on your door, you open it, and then I am just like actual Batman.
Yeah, like full on
$10,000 Batman suit, and I'm just like, hey, I was gonna trick or treat. You know, that's unfair, man.
I understand.
You know, why am I not like now that I can afford the like $1,000 costumes? I'm not allowed to dress up and go out and trick or treat.
Yeah, like okay. Do you
stop liking candy after like 12? No, I love candy.
You're right. I think I think the whole thing is now like we can afford candy, so we don't have to go house to house to get candy.
If I'm putting that much effort into my costume,
I better get a shitload of candy.
Fuck chips and salsa. I'm tired of going to house parties. I want candy.
Yeah.
I want a stranger's candy. There's one night out of the year where I'm allowed to have stranger's candy. All the other times, I get in trouble for it. Guy calls me over to his van, free candy on the side of it. I'm not allowed to have any. That is bullshit.
I agree.
As an adult, I should be allowed to go house to house looking for strangers' candies.
You know what? Let's go.
Awesome.
You know what? This Halloween, let's go trick or treating. Let's do it.
Me as a 27-year-old man knocking on a door. Trick or treat.
Hey, this is me and my buddy. We're trick or treat. Come
the
on.
guy looks at you. Do you want to come inside?
It's just you and me
love
here.
To.
It's just you and me here.
Better pat her into his house. Walk in there. All the lights turned dim. What's happening?
This seems like a fun. You know what? Mood lighting. Mood lighting. That's what it is.
Your house is really scary. All the bodies strewn about.
I love the decorations,
they
man. They look so real.
People.
That one's twitching. How did you get it to twitch? That's fucking cool.
You know what, man? I don't even feel right about this. You just get out of here, man.
But
what about my candy? Here, just take the bag of Reese's. It's fine. I don't.
Okay, I love Reese's.
Thanks so much. See, I told you it'd work.
Have a good one, Jeffrey.
That's what I'm saying, man. If I can afford a good costume, I should be allowed to go out with the kids, and not my kids, but other kids. You know, like it's
the youth of.
It's a bunch of elementary school kids, and then my grown ass just standing behind them.
Guys, we need to hit the 16. They have full size Hershey bars.
Yeah, ready? Almond Joys. Hold on, guys. We pull out eggs. I pull out a carton of eggs. What are we supposed to do with these? Throw them at the house.
Great example for the youth.
Yeah. Crazy arch, by the way, man. Do you play football?
That's great English, man. That's great English. Meaning the turn of the ball.
Yeah, it's solid.
Okay.
Telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Why am I not allowed to go trick or treating as an adult?
I understand.
I have to go to house parties. I have to go drink beer. Ugh.
Dude, I haven't been to a Halloween party like ever. No, actually, that's not true. Like,
I think you went to one with me.
Yeah, like that was what, 18, 19?
22, probably.
No, I started working at 22. Like, my job now, I have not had a Halloween off.
I knew you were 21, though, like whenever you went there.
Maybe
we were
21
both
because I
21.
started my job at 22. So
Yeah.
that probably makes sense.
I think I went.
Did I even dress up? I don't think I
Probably
dressed up
not. No, knowing you,
because I'm too cool for school.
what a sick guy. I mean, that was the thing. You were just way
Well-
too cool to like actually like be a part of anything.
Yeah, well, like I said, I focus more on like the horror, the like scary aspects of Halloween
Sure,
as
dude.
opposed to the fun loving part.
Look, man, you have nothing to. You don't need to explain to yourself to me at all. I don't know why you're doing that. I understand. I get it.
No, you don't.
You're so sick.
You're sitting there judging me right now. I
Oh, hey,
feel
Richard. What are you going as? Somebody way too cool for this party.
I'm a homicidal maniac. They look like everybody else.
I'm an unmorphed Power Ranger.
Unmorphed Power Ranger.
But yeah, dude, I just thought about that. You know, I just remember growing up, Halloween season was always really special because they would always do like TV specials,
Yeah.
especially like the Disney Channel.
Uh-huh.
They would always have like the good stuff on.
Man, that's true. I forget about all the Halloween specials. Like there was one
Halloween Town, baby.
Halloween Town for sure. That was a staple. But there was one that like I specifically remember, and it was. Did you ever watch? It was like an alien show. All right.
Not Invader Zim, right?
It was not Invader Zim.
Okay.
It was like a lighthearted one. He was green.
Phil of the Future.
No.
Okay.
It was
was
completely
green.
animated. But it was right around Phil of the Future era. The Phil of the Future, though.
I love Phil of the Future. The Halloween episodes are solid.
Fucking
They're
solid,
so
dude.
good. Yeah.
I can't remember what the fuck it's called.
Well, just what's the
Whatever.
premise? What's the premise?
Well, I don't remember.
Well, what's the premise of the Halloween episode? There had to be a reason.
Well, like everybody it's like a zombie episode, but I was so young, like it really impacted like everybody starts coming after him, and you're attached to these characters, and then it ends up just being like we got you.
Oh, it was one of those things.
Yeah, and like you just the amount of relief you had at the end of the episode, 'cause you're like, okay. Whew, I didn't want Jeffrey to be dead.
I feel fear. Dude,
I remember that.
My favorite was the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody Halloween episode, where they had there was a room that was haunted, and there was
and
yeah.
they conduct the seance with Mosby.
Mm-hmm. And I remember
That was good.
The reason I remember that episode isn't because I was scared.
Not Mosby.
Esteban.
Esteban.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the reason I found that that episode impacted me as much as it did, it's because the ghost in that episode, she's hot.
Man, okay.
She came on screen. I remember being like a child and being like, wow, what is what is this feeling I'm feeling?
Yep. I remember.
But then she got scary.
And then you're
know?
like, oh.
Like she threw I think she throws the
vase.
Yeah. And I remember just being like,
I don't know how to feel.
Yeah. Terrified on the inside, but also just incredibly attracted to something.
Why do I like this?
I like the way she yells. Can you show her yelling again?
And that was before TiVo, so you couldn't rewind it.
Yeah, no, it was. Well, no, we definitely didn't have TiVo. But they had the Disney Channel original movies, the Halloween Town.
Oh, do you remember Under Wraps?
Yeah, the one with the mummy.
Yeah,
100%.
that one was really good.
What was the other one? They had the Phantom of the Megaplex. Did you ever see that?
Oh, yes,
dude.
That one was so good.
I watched that recently. It's horrible.
Oh, I bet. But I haven't watched it since, so it's still wonderful in my mind.
It has Mickey Rooney in it, and he just shows up, and you're like, wait, what?
Don't remember
Mickey Rooney.
Okay, blissful ignorance, but
Mickey
Mickey
Rooney's
Rooney's he's the scariest part of that. Then
those TV shows growing up was those were my bread and butter because I used to look forward to Halloween. As a kid, I would always be like, "Yo, it is Halloween season. Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and Disney Channel are about to put out the firest episodes you could possibly think of."
Oh, for sure.
And it was usually only one of them would actually do a really good job. And like I said,
but you would still have you would still be okay with the rest of. But then there's that one.
There's always that one.
Yeah,
that dude. I'm telling you, that Sweet Life of Zack and Cody episode.
That was fucking.
Maybe it's
fantastic.
because that was my favorite TV show growing up. Because
it was one of mine too.
Yeah, because I was like, wow, our heroes are in peril. So it's like,
Zoe 101. Do you remember that Halloween episode?
I vaguely remember it, but do you have the premise of it?
So they're trying to fuck with who's Logan.
Oh, the jock.
Well,
Curly-headed.
not jock. Yeah,
Yeah.
He wasn't a jock, but he was the rich kid.
Yeah, the one that wore the Koopa shell necklaces. But
Yes,
they were like,
and but he was another. Oh, I'm too cool.
So
I
sick.
can't be fucking scared.
Yeah.
And then like they do this whole like serial killer premise around it.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hold on, what?
Like, okay, I don't want to say serial killer, but like everybody's like appearing dead.
Whoa.
Dead,
I
quote
don't
unquote.
remember this episode. Hold on. You're hitting me with a real left hook here.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so to be fair, when I was younger, I also made up a lot of scary stories.
Well, no, this might
For-
actually be an episode. Hold on. Let's find out because I want to find
Jamie,
out.
pull that up real quick.
Zoe 101.
Halloween episode. So anyway, but it is hard to kind of differentiate what I made up to what actually existed growing up.
Zoe 101 Haunted House.
No.
This Halloween, Logan is in charge of making the haunted house. That's the premise of it.
I remember that one. I don't think that was the one I'm talking about, though.
There's a reference to the Andy Griffith Show.
Did not know that.
Did you know Victoria Justice does not appear in this episode?
Okay, the one I'm thinking of, she does, though.
Okay. Hold on. Let's see. Maybe it's another
But it
one.
was on for years, so they had to have
The Curse
multiple.
of PCA.
That one.
Do ghosts exist?
It
At
was.
PCA, nobody thought so until they heard the story of Charles Galloway, a former PCA student who suddenly disappeared. Does that sound about?
That sounds more. The Curse of PCA sounds right.
Let me see.
Because people end up dying, or like not dying, but appear to be dying. They
You're kidding
disappear.
me. You want to hear something crazy?
Huh.
This episode of television is the first known use of the term dripping in popular culture. A decade later, the word would become a prominent feature with hip hop music.
Really?
The term drip came from Zoe 101.
Hell yeah, brother. Hot take. Shoot
Nice.
from the hip.
Hey guys, did you hear that? The Halloween Spectacular Special just hit you with some knowledge. See, like that was the thing. I loved Halloween episodes growing up because they weren't afraid to like get like nasty and gritty about things. I remember, like I said, I'm gonna keep bringing this up, but that episode of Zach and Cody,
Yeah.
the fear that I felt the second they walk into that room and like everything's kind of like off.
Like the way they were able to do that, like
Brother.
because there was no like indication. It was
It's a sitcom for children.
exactly like that. That was masterful.
It's so good.
Masterful.
And every character just like brought their A game for no reason. Like Esteban, whenever he's doing the seance,
and he like is channeling
And
her.
he's like-
Oh my god,
and
he
he goes
did
like-
so well.
hello. Like, I'm telling you, the ending of that episode where it like all turns out to be like a joke on Zach or whatever, like a
Yeah.
prank, I feel like they had to add that in because the rest of the episode was just so like,
like if they would have left it at that, kids would be traumatized.
this guy got possessed.
Literally.
There's a bellboy who got possessed in this episode. That's how sick that was, man. That was next level. I'm telling you.
I agree. That was man. And I love just Halloween episodes in general.
Did you watched Halloween Town, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
A Halloween. There was Halloween Town 2.
Calabar's Revenge.
Yes. Halloween, the university one.
The Halloween Town High.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That one.
And I think that's where it ends. Unless is there a fourth one?
No,
that
I
I'm
think
missing?
there was only 3. I think
Okay.
it was a trilogy, but
I-
they were all fantastic.
I remember the second one being just like next level.
Oh, dude.
Halloween Town 2 was out of control.
Well, like you said, it was Calabar's Revenge. Like,
they brought
dude
the
was-
budget on that one, dude.
Yeah.
I remember in the first one, they were kind of like, this is the world. And I remember being a kid and watching that and being like, I want to be there. Let
Yeah.
me go to Halloween Town.
I want to see what that's like
Where do I find the bus
to
that
go to
takes me to
Town.
Halloween Town?
Well, we weren't warlocks, so
Yeah,
we
sure.
couldn't.
Well,
We couldn't.
little do you know. I'm just kidding. No, dude, I love that.
Yeah, those
movie
were
growing up.
fantastic. And a very well organized trilogy because, like you said, the first one just kind of introduced the world, let you know about the main character. She's part of this family. This family has
There's a love interest. Like, just out of nowhere, there's just like this love interest.
There's multiple love
It's amazing.
They fuck in that movie. They get fucking down. But then the second one, you get into the meat and potatoes. You really get into the character's mindset.
Well, because she falls in love with like Calabar's son or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it just turns out it's almost like Scream, where he just is like, actually, I'm doing all of this for my father who you killed.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember in the first Halloween Town, like as a kid, like, because I probably was like, I have memories enough of the first Halloween Town that I remember when the second one was announced on the Disney Channel. I was like, dude, we are eating this Halloween.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Because that came up, and I remember being like, we're back? We're going back to Halloween Town?
Fuck
no
yes.
joke. Dude, like the scene where in the first one where they walk up to the taxi and the skeleton dude, and he's like kind of like off, and he's like, come on, I'll take you wherever you need me to. And he's like, just get in the taxi. I was like, as a kid, I was like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
scared.
I know something's wrong.
Dude,
I know
I'll
something's
never
wrong.
forget that, dude. The feeling in my heart of being like, oh, and then like when it turns out she's like straight up a witch, she starts doing like witchcraft.
Uh-huh.
I was like, this is sick. I'm so in. I'm so 100%. Like, how do you top this? There is no children's movie. Well, okay. There is no children's movie from Disney Channel original movies that tops that, in my opinion.
I would agree.
Like, Halloween Town is the
pinnacle
peak of those movies, man.
My family and I are actually going to watch the Halloween Town, at least the first two for this Halloween.
Major respect, my guy.
Yeah,
I
we
love
have
those
to.
movies.
Yeah,
we watched that the other night.
Did you?
Yeah. I might watch Halloween Town 2 because I haven't seen it yet. You know, well, I haven't seen it in like 10 years or whatever.
Exactly.
But, like,
yeah.
I remember Halloween Town 2 just being like 10 times what Halloween Town 1 was.
Yeah. And then the mom gets brought into it, and she has to like.
So good.
Oh,
the mom is the lady from Breaking Bad.
Really?
Yeah, she's the wife from
she
Breaking Bad.
is.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
I just realized that the last time we watched it. I said, is that? Oh, it is.
So she just has red hair in this one, so obviously evil.
So sick, though. I cannot wait, man.
Yeah.
I wish they still made movies like that. Like, I mean, they still make Halloween movies. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, Halloween Town was just such a special time in our lives.
Today's kids will never know.
No.
They'll never know. The feeling
because
of putting
like
on
you
that.
you can't watch, like, even if you watch it now, it's not going to quite hit the same way as it did when we were kids.
And then the goofy little brother, little geek,
Yeah.
where he's like trying to find logic and everything.
Uh-huh.
It's like, shut up, man.
I'm like, fuck off, dude.
I hope you get eaten by Calabar or whatever. I hope that pumpkin opens up and takes you down.
Wasn't he the brother in Witches of Waverly Place too?
No.
Was that not
the
him?
kid in this is like he's got the glasses and like the short hair.
But I thought he was in that one, but he was the non-magic dude until he realized he was the magic dude.
Really? Well, no, because he doesn't figure out he's a warlock until like later in the movie.
That's true. No, you're right.
It's
you're
at the
right.
very end because they're like, he's like, well, it's not like I'm a witch or anything. And then he like looks at something and like moves, and she's like, oh, you did that. Tucker, you did that. And he's like, what? You know? So good, bro.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I need to rewatch those. They're
Yeah, Halloween season on the Disney Channel was like something completely different.
yeah.
Same with Nickelodeon, the Halloween episodes, the SpongeBob Halloween episode,
Yeah.
always a classic. Cartoon Network always brought the real stuff. I remember like in
I didn't watch Cartoon Network as much.
In 2010 they put out Scooby-Doo movies for the Halloween season. Yeah. Do you remember the made for TV Scooby-Doo movies?
There's a handful that were really, really good that I really liked. Zombie Island is the top, the pinnacle of Scooby-Doo movies.
I gotta disagree.
Do you?
Yeah, cyberspace.
I love Zombie Island way more than cyberspace.
No, dude, Scooby-Doo and cyberspace was crazy.
Cyberspace was good.
They had a PS1 game that I would play constantly.
Me too. I remember. But it's just as like movie-wise, like
Zombie Island's the one where where Shaggy falls in love with the voodoo girl, right?
No, that is
Which is the one? Well, what is
that's
Zombie
the
Island?
alien one.
Oh, dude, that one. What is that one called?
I don't remember.
We went to the movie theaters for that one. I remember we lived in Washington at the time, and my dad took me to go watch that at the movies.
I don't remember that one, but like the aliens were super like they were designed very, very well.
They killed it.
But
What was
that's
Zombie
where
Island? 'Cause I'm trying to
Zombie
remember.
Island was the one where they like had split apart, and then Daphne, which Daphne's the hot one, right?
Yeah, she's the red hair.
Right. Okay. So she's investigating something, or like she runs a paranormal investigation show after the group split up, and Fred is her camera guy. And then they're like going to the place, and they all have to gather together. And it turns out that the zombies were actually like the people that they were with the entire time, that the Madame Lafleur or whatever, because they go to Louisiana and the huge French influence. And then they come in, and it turns out that the people are like werecats, not werewolves, but werecats.
Yeah.
But they're the bad guys, and the zombies are actually trying to help the gang. But it's so well done, because there's like the first scene where you see the little green wisps, and the body comes together. Yes,
I do. Okay,
Captain Moonscar.
yeah, you're jogging memories. I get you.
Oh, that is the best Scooby-Doo movie. I still stand by it,
dude.
And the score,
yeah, dude.
the score was so good, because I wish we could, but we'll get copyright striked. But it was so good. Any listeners, go back and watch that movie. It is on Peacock, I want to say.
Okay, so as much as I agree with you, there's just something special about the one with the aliens. What is that one called?
I don't remember. Alien Invaders, I want to say.
Let me see.
I want to say it's Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders.
Yep. You got it right on the front. I remember that one very specifically because he falls in love with the native chick.
And she ends up being an
alien. And then Scooby falls in love with the dog.
And also, yes.
Dude, that one stuck with me because I remember like as a kid being like, oh, this is what love is. This is what it's like to be like attracted to another person. Because like as a kid,
even if they turn an alien, you're still like, no, I'm with it.
And then on top of that, for Shaggy to be the one to like get the girl, I was like, dude, I love this. You know what I mean?
That's true. I'm with you there. It was really good. That whole like little decade of Scooby-Doo movies, because there was that one, Zombie Island, Alien Invaders. Cyberspace was really, really good.
Or Cyber Chase, my bad. Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
it had that like electric dude. The dude with the
And he was like a electric Joker almost.
That was so sick.
That was really good. And then they played with like the como se dice, the perception of reality. That was really good.
Now,
but
as I look
Zombie
at
Island,
as I look at the Scooby-Doo movies from like that era, it's really interesting. They only put Shaggy and Scooby on the cover.
That's pretty normal.
Well, that's interesting, right? Because like you would think they'd have the whole gang there.
You
right?
would think, but that's also the draw. Is it's Scooby-Doo and this, and Shaggy's his person. So
there's a Scooby-Doo movie that I've been wanting to watch, and it's Scooby-Doo and Batman.
I've heard of that one,
but Batman, it's Adam West Batman.
Oh, I didn't know that. I do want to watch that. That sounds good.
I love that idea.
That is gold right there.
Scooby-Doo to me, man, is like it's untouched. I love.
Like, do you remember? Me too. Do you remember the Scooby-Doo and the 13 Ghosts?
Yes,
absolutely, I loved that one. Ghoul School. Do you remember Ghoul School
with the three goofy ghosts?
Well, no. Ghoul School was when it's like the little vampire girl, and then the little Frankenstein girl,
dude, yeah, man,
and the little mummy girl. And like Shaggy has to like be their coach or something. I loved that.
Bro, you got me in a mood to watch some Scooby-Doo now,
Me
man.
too.
I'm so excited. I'm going to get home and watch all these movies now. I haven't seen them since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember, and maybe Cyber Chase, the reason why that one like sticks with me so much is because I remember going to watch it, and for some reason, I remember eating a personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut before we went to the movies. And I remember like that being one of the first times being like, this is my food and no one else is allowed to eat out of this plate.
I feel 100%. But
It was a perfect day.
Hold on. And let me ask you a question. Was it because you read the right amount of books?
That's exactly it. Yep. And that was the gift that my parents gave me. They said, we're going to go get you a pizza at Pizza
No, like
Hut.
you get a coupon.
Yeah.
After
we're gonna
you read
go,
so
yeah.
many
We're going to go get that coupon taken care of. And then we're going to
go
take
to a
you to the
movie.
movie.
Fuck yeah,
And I'll
dude.
never forget, man, sitting in that movie theater and being like, I earned this.
Like this is...
I deserve this.
yes.
You know, like it was, I worked so hard to get to this point, reading all these books.
Yeah.
You know, all the Magic Treehouse or whatever they're called.
Loved the
Yeah.
Magic Treehouse books.
All those books growing up. And then finally getting to a point where they were like, hey, man,
Yeah.
there's your personal pan pizza,
You got
my guy.
yourself a personal pan pizza.
It showed, dude, my parents
It's little
taking me to
4
that.
little pieces, but they're yours.
And what was cool is that, like, I mean, growing up with 2 older brothers, right? Like, I always had to share everything. They took me, bro. They left their asses at home. They took me to Pizza Hut. They got me the personal pan pizza and then took me to the Scooby-Doo movie because I was like, this is the movie I want to watch.
Yeah.
You kidding me? Look
And
at
it's
that.
Scooby-Doo.
What is that? Electric Man? I want to see Electric Man.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
And then they went through the different times, like
so
different
solid.
Dude.
That's why the video game is so good.
Yes.
Because you go through the eras of, oh my gosh.
I remember the video game too. That was really good.
Man, I'm
I-
having
I-
crazy nostalgia right now.
Same. I'm still holding with Zombie Island is the best.
I get that.
But I have also rewatched it fairly recently. Still holds up.
You know what? Here's the task. How about this? We're gonna sit down. We'll watch because I think the top 3 for us is the Alien Invaders, 100%, Zombie Island, and Cyber Chase. So we'll watch all 3 of those, and then we got to figure out like which one.
Like we'll score it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like
I'm with it.
Maybe I'm just looking at Cyber Chase with some like straight like,
Rose-colored
glasses.
and I understand completely because I know exactly what you mean. Like with the personal pan, and that actually might be why Zombie Island stuck with me so much because I want to say that was what a similar
was the
thing. Me and
movie.
my mom
Yeah,
watched it together. We got ours at home, but
yeah, but still,
it was just remembering like that was our thing. You know, that was one of our first horror movies.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
I get it. Hey man, Scooby Doo can get like a little eerie sometimes. Like
Oh, yeah.
especially the cartoon versions, they had their
And
moments.
like the 90s, early 2000s, they could drive it home.
Like I remember the Alien Invaders one. Whenever she like comes out as the alien, I remember as a kid being like,
Oof.
I don't like
Even
that.
with the like actual aliens, like the first time they're introduced and like the slime like connecting the lip. Oh,
solid.
yeah.
So solid.
Really good.
All right. Well, you've been listening to the Halloween Spectacular Spooktacular Extravaganza, where we talked about trick-or-treating and Scooby-Doo for an hour. Thanks for listening to the Shootin' from the Hip podcast. This actually comes out on Halloween. So happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
I hope you either enjoyed your Halloween or you enjoy your Halloween. Go out there and, just do what Halloween people do. I don't know, man. Steal some candy.
Trick or treat. Watch some horror movies.
Definitely don't throw eggs.
Don't do that.
Do not.
And don't visit the cemetery.
And don't TP houses.
It's bad. We don't condone.
Grab toilet paper and throw them at trees or anything
And
like that.
roll out just at least a quarter of it at first so that it flies
Yep. Don't do that.
over the
and
correct
just remember
trajectory.
that if you're throwing eggs, you don't crack the eggs. You just
Nope.
chuck the eggs.
Yep,
That's
you
what
just
you do.
you
That's
throw them
how
in
you do
good
it.
little English.
Nice little English.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Just heads up. Anyways, thanks for listening to the Shoot from the Hip podcast. My name is Juan.
I am Richard.
As always, thanks again.